Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Dork Publishing, expanding minds through fantasy since 2018. Learn more at the Dork Publishing website, www.dorcpublishing.com.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days, and today we have an amazing guest for you. She's so cute, and she's known as Dymon, aka Digital Dime. Hello there, pretty lady.
Hi.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Miss Digital Dime, tell us where that name came from.
Just by doing I do photography. I also do. I'm like, what do I do? I'm a little nervous.
It's okay.
No, but
we just have a little girl talk
right.
here.
I do also marketing and like promotional materials, like cards, flyers, banners, like anything. So I'm like, if I'm gonna do digital stuff, then I might as well be Digital Dime.
So you're doing a little bit of everything out there.
Yes.
So what got little Dymon into doing photography?
You know, when I was younger, I didn't even think about this like until later. Like, I used to like PowerPoints for classes and stuff like that. I'm like going crazy with PowerPoints, getting all type of crazy grades for doing just like editing pictures. I like used to make posters and just different stuff like that. And then when it came to like cameras, I used to like really like taking pictures of like me and my friends. And I didn't associate, I never like took that with me. Someone stole my camera when I was like a sophomore and my heart was broken.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I know. So I kind of just left it alone. And then later on in life, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I started to, I was really depressed. I was like really, really, really depressed, but I knew I needed a creative
outlet.
Yeah, like I could feel it. Like I could feel it. And I was just like, you know what, like, I take pretty good pictures with my phone. Like, let me try. And I asked my mom, because my mom is one of those people who has like, she's done Tupperware, she's done home materials, she's had a camera, she does hair, she does like, she's always doing stuff. So she has this old camera somewhere in the closet, and she gave it to me, and I just went crazy. So I started up doing like just digital business cards and just kind of doing everything, and I just started to go with it.
So do you still do all of that stuff to this day? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been working for myself now for almost 2 years.
Okay, so you were going through a little dark part in your life, so you got into photography. Then someone stole your camera.
Well,
no, that was before.
Yeah, that was before. That was
before.
Right.
Okay, but you got borrowed mom's camera. Thank God mom had a camera.
Right. No, thank God.
And you know what? What is it about being a photographer, I mean, and taking pictures that helped you to get out of that place?
I think what it is something that I can control. So when like your life feels like out of whack, it's because you're not in control of something. So I feel like I can control how I handle my camera. I can control how I edit pictures. If I could, I would paint. I can't paint worth a lick of anything, not to save my life. But like, that's just beautiful to me. Art is honestly beautiful to me. So I knew that, you know, if I started to capture these images, and like when I'm editing the image, it just reminds me of like painting and making out. So like if you look at my pictures, my colors are really bright. Because I like it just to be like an outburst
like
of
bold, bright colors.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and you know, bold, bright colors do something for you. They really do.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Digital Dime, I love that name, so I'll keep saying it throughout the day. So, Digital Dime, you do this work because, I mean, first off, it's inspirational. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
How do you want your work to make others feel?
I think that it's really important for people to look good, to feel good, and to be proud of something. And when I make it the best that I can make it, and they're so happy, it like makes me feel accomplished. So, yeah, I think that's it.
So you're pretty much self-trained.
Yeah, I am. So I started learning stuff off of like YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And just like learning how to edit stuff, or I did a photo shoot one time with a friend of mine, and we painted her all blue, and she was like a genie. So I'm like, okay, let me try to see if I can put a lamp in there. Let me see if I can cut half her body off. Let me see if I can do it. And I'm just on YouTube like, how do I make a lamp in Photoshop? And I'm over here doing this. And I had actually moved to Atlanta for about 8 months.
Okay.
And this guy who went to my sister's church, he was actually one of the teachers at the Atlanta School of Photography.
Oh, okay.
So he kind of started like teaching me stuff, and he's just like, oh, like this camera's a great camera, or this is a great tool, or this and that. As soon as he would tell me, I would buy it. As soon as he would tell me, I would just go buy it. He was like, dang, you're really serious about this. And I'm like, yeah, because I want it to be like the best that I can.
Right, right. So where do you see yourself with this business and all that you're doing in 5 years?
Hopefully, I want to be a traveling photographer.
Okay.
One of my goals, like, I just really want to be like really good. I want pictures that are like, I know I do good, but I want to like do Vogue one day. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do magazine stuff. I want to do editorial things. Like, so I want to just continue to like build myself up and like learn more, get my equipment up, you know, and all that, so that I can really take those like amazing
putting
pictures.
it out there, so I'm sure it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a long time. I actually, I've been so against working for other people. But I actually just got a job recently at an airline, just so that I can like fly for free, so that I can be able to like go overseas. Yeah, because I mean, if I can cut off one of my expenses and I have unlimited traveling by plane to wherever I can go somewhere one day, come back the same day. You know what I mean? And take clients all over, because that's just gonna make it make sense for me. So yeah,
that is true. Hopefully, you won't have to purchase a hotel, or maybe they pay you for the hotel for you.
Or I mean, like, hey, I can leave in the morning, take your photos, and get right back on the plane.
Awesome.
If it makes sense. Probably surrounding states or something.
That's awesome. You are a young lady, young, beautiful lady.
Thank you.
What advice would you give for a young person that may have been going through some dark moments of themselves and want to get into photography or the art world and just don't know how to get going?
Just go for it. Like, my advice would be just to go for it, and know that everything is temporary, even life. So you have to make it the best that you can. If it's something that makes you happy, just do it. I had seen a TikTok the other day. It's just like, if you, like, we only have one life to live, so F it. Like, you know, do it.
Just
whatever
do
you
all the things that you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, because we all have, like, our depressive times, like our depressing times, or we all sometimes get sad. And I was one of those people that are like, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I don't want to do anything anymore. Like, I'm just going to sit here, I just want to lay here for days, like, and just sit around. And, like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. You'll get nowhere doing
We've
that.
all had those moments.
Right.
Yeah. And so, you know, sometimes we just want to lay there.
Exactly. And honestly, sometimes I still do. But I know that this is temporary. So, like, I'll give myself a day. Like, okay, today I'm going to lay here, but tomorrow I have twice as much work to do now, because I spent all day being sad. But I really try not to have those days, because it'll backfire.
Right. So does photography keep you from getting back to that state? Or is it to a point that you just love what you're doing? So it's not about getting into any space anymore?
So I was just talking about this earlier. And I started to realize a little bit within myself that sometimes, like, there was a time where I'm taking pictures and I'm working. And it started to be a job. And it's just like, here I go, about to do another photo shoot, you know what I mean? And like, yes, money is great and it is what I do. And I started to be like, okay, like, why would I take pictures for free when I know that I can get $300 to take your pictures in an hour? You know, why would I do that? And I started to be like money mindset about it. And I forgot how much I loved actually taking pictures. And I started to, you know, just like accidentally, almost just like using my camera to do something. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I forgot how good it feels to be creative.
Yeah.
So now sometimes I'll reach out to people and be like, hey, like, I would love to shoot you as a model to do this, and like just to find my own joy in it. So I just make sure that I try to have a balance of working and then not forgetting that my camera is my tool for myself. And that's how it started. Because I was telling people that I was doing 40 photos for $60 at one point, begging people to take pictures. And now, I'd never do that.
Yeah. Because you have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself and your work, why should anyone else believe it? They'll, of course, yes, you can do 40 pictures for me for $40 or $60.
Exactly. Like, and then I start to realize when I'm editing those pictures and I'm editing for the first time or second time that I'm just like, this is a lot of work. I was tripping, you know, so it's gotten a lot.
Well, you know, and it's understandable when you're just starting off and it's very new and you're still learning and you're not at your best.
Right.
For you to want to you're going to charge lower rates, of course, because you're not,
you're basically practicing. Anything can happen.
You're not the best, so they can go pay that other amount to someone that knows what they're doing.
Right, exactly.
So that's awesome. That is awesome. So, Dymon, we've been talking about your journey in photography, how you got there, and what you expect in 5 years, 5 days, 5 years for your business. As a client, what is it that I would expect from you?
I'm a hype queen. So when I get hired to do stuff, I like to really make people feel good. Because a lot of people usually come in like, oh, this is my first time. Like, I'm really nervous. I don't know poses. I don't know what to do. So I'm just like, yes, you look great. You look good, you know. And then, like, sometimes I have a kid.
And, you know, a lot of times because they're looking on social media, looking at other
trying
photos.
To look at different things. Yeah, so I really try to make people feel comfortable. I try to be as accommodating as possible, and really just try to make them feel really comfortable.
Right.
And I think that's really it. I think that's really it. I try to be clear with
So
people
as a photographer, I know a lot of times photographers are helping with posing and styling and offering tips. Are you that person?
So I am that person. I try to, it's really hard though sometimes because I'm like, I see something creative and I'm trying to run with the wind, and some people are not like that. They're like, hold on, slow down a little bit. I don't know if I'm that comfortable. Right. So that, again, that's why I'm just like, oh, just do it. Like, just, you know, do it. Like, we can do it. But so yeah, I try to give them tips. Even like when I do my edits, like sometimes like there are things that, you know, we might have missed during. And, like, if it's, like, a little harder for me to edit, and I would just tell them, like, hey, next time you do a photo shoot, like, just keep in mind this. Or, you know, next time we could try this. Or, you know, so, yeah, I try to be as, what's the word I'm looking for? I just try to hit all boards, basically.
And that's good, especially if it's someone that's in the industry that's going to be utilizing these pictures for a purpose, whether it's filmmaking or modeling or whatever. So those tips are very helpful going forward because we know this is all money. It costs. So I know you brought some media for us to look at some of your work. So let's take a look at that.
Awesome. Yes, this is my first photo shoot I've ever did. This was actually a Pride photo shoot that she wanted to do, but she's also a painter. This is my favorite painter. Her name's Mo. And she's like, you know, I want to go in and do it with the paint. Oh, okay. So
that's actually paint on her face.
Yeah, that's actually paint. After we did this, I was like, we could have probably used chocolate. But she really was like, because I have other pictures where it's like in her mouth.
Did she get paint in her mouth?
Yeah, she got paint. Like, she wanted it to go like in her mouth. And it was in her mouth. But yeah, we definitely could have used like colored chocolate. Now that I think back on it, but hey, she wanted to do it, so.
She got poisoned, but she wanted to do it.
Right. She's still here with us. Yeah.
Oh, I love
this is the genie one I was telling you about. We did body paint on it. That's like body paint except for her top, and I used this little top and like, you know, did it together. Yeah, this was my idea too. This was just something that I wanted to really do one day.
So was she fully painted with glue?
Look at her, your scalp too.
Oh my goodness.
Just to make it look, because it was after we painted her whole body and then she was white. We're like, do her hair too. But yeah, this was just a random idea that I had. That was like, hey, come over, let's paint you blue, take some pictures.
Oh, I love the way her eyes are popping.
Yeah, I love that picture. I love it. Yeah, this is Lil Durk. I'm so proud of this picture because I'm in like a crowd of raging fans, and it got to the point where I was so hot and squished that like I left like mid concert, and I came out and I'm looking at these pictures and I'm like, oh my god, that's his face.
You got a great picture. So were you there for photography, or were you there as a fan and not?
Yeah, so I came for photography. I have a friend that I actually met at a G Herbo concert years ago, and he was, I think they were his road manager.
Oh.
So when people come out here, he's like, hey, I got a press pass for you if you want to come take pictures. Okay. So he's helped me out in Atlanta before. He's helped me out in LA. So just different places. Like he'll be like, hey, come shoot. He called me last night like, hey, look up a flight to Chicago for this day. We need you out here for something. Okay. So yeah, shout out to Marlon.
He has beautiful eyes.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. I'm just kidding.
Okay, Miss Tammy.
Yes, this was actually...
I thought you looked for me. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, Tammy is, I did her listening party.
Oh.
And that's like the first kind of big celebrity thing that I did, that I was invited like to an exclusive kind of event. So yeah, and I'm like right there with it too. And
I know,
really
look how
excited.
crisp and clear that picture is. She looked beautiful that night.
Yeah,
too.
she did. It was a good night. It was really, really nice. Yeah, and this one I just really love this picture. The green is like amazing to me.
It is.
And I just took that right downtown.
And I'm sorry, for me, you have this girl in the middle, but for me, it was all about the greenery. I can overlook. I'm
right,
overlook her, not to be rude, but it was all about the green for me.
It was the green for me, and then the skin, like her melanin skin, just all like I love colors. Yeah. I love colors.
I love that, and
thank you.
Thanks for sharing those. Those are beautiful pictures. But I want to go back to the Tammy, the celebrity event. How was that for you?
It was honestly really nerve-wracking because I'm like, I've never done anything like that before, and it was really exclusive. I have a celebrity hairstylist friend in Atlanta. Her name's Jasmine Jackson. She does this stuff all the time. She's worked on a while now. She's worked with the Housewives of Atlanta. Like, she does this kind of stuff. And I met her randomly at like a women's expo in Atlanta, actually. And we just clicked. And she was just like, I'm taking you here, I'm taking you there. So she was just like, I have a gig for you, come. So I went, and I just was really nervous because I'm like, I just feel like a girl with a camera in this room of production. And because they did that on her episode of the Tammy Awaka.
Yeah.
They did that listening party on the show. So like people are signing contracts, and it's like really huge. There's celebrities everywhere. Like, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is really happening. So I'm just like trying to be in the corner snapping pictures because I don't know, I had to learn a little bit later that like photography, especially live photography and events like that, you have to be aggressive. Like I've had guys at concerts.
You can't
like,
be that little girl in the corner.
No, I found out. I was doing a concert because this was the Tammy listening party was a good first start because it wasn't really too crazy. Yeah, there were other photographers, in the room, but it wasn't
like you're in a concert, a huge concert
and
or something.
Like, I go to this this concert in Atlanta, and there's like press all front row, and they're like pushing me out the way, like move, like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like still a girl with a camera, but then I was just like, okay, gotcha. I know what's time for you to get you in your aggressive mode. Not a lot of like, I'm not gonna say not a lot, but I feel like more men are into that type of photography. At least I'll say. So I have to be that aggressive person to get my shot, or else I can't get shots like right there, a little dirt. Like, I'm like literally in there with my camera getting pushed around.
And it's not about male or female or whatever. It's about them getting that shot.
Exactly.
They don't care who you are.
Exactly. Yeah. If I was a male or female, because they were doing it to everybody.
Right.
So, but me being this small 5 foot, girl, I gotta get in there too. So it was definitely a lesson. It was my first experience. It was really Hollywood.
So where do you see yourself? What do you want to do next?
What do I want to do next?
Do you want to do more celebrity type stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely want to do a lot of celebrity stuff. I'm like mixed up with my words today. But I definitely want to do traveling. I want to get to a point. I was actually asked if I can do touring with an artist, and I'm still kind of looking at that. But I just have so many different things that I kind of want to do. It all has to make sense, but I definitely want to continue doing that. Because it's just like when you do celebrities, like, of course everybody else wants to work with you too. Right. So it's fun, and then it's also...
Yeah, that's true. So
everybody wants what everyone wants.
Where can our audience find you?
So you can find me on Instagram. I use my personal page more than I do my business page, but it's Dime Daddy, DYMEDADDY. My portfolio is my bio. I post, like, I rarely kind of have pictures of me on my Instagram. I'll do like 3, and then I'll do like 15 of, you know, to my work and stuff, and then I'll just post again. You really find me there, or Facebook, it's Digital Dime Media.
Okay.
And that's kind of like where I'll work off, and then with my bios, my links and stuff are in there.
Sure. It was such a pleasure having you here and learning so much about Digital Dime.
Thank you.
So thanks for joining us today.
Of course.
And thank you for joining us here today on Desertwood Days, and we'll catch you next time. Desertwood Days.